always. He had gone to this spot on the lake on the anniversary of the end of his father's reign of terror. An end to his life. A life Cam took many years ago with little to no hesitation, with even less regret. Head in a fog. He couldn't remember why he had even brought the gun. Couldn't even remember how long. Pretty sure he arrived a day and a half ago. But it felt more like a week had passed. Darkness. Hate. Regret. Irrational rage. Made thinking, existing, exhausting.
That birdhouse over there, on the pole.
You 3.
Tilly took an empty beer bottle.
Me 5.
She set it down beside 4 other bottles. She looked up.
I spy...
Glanced across the serene lake.
something...
Past Maggie.
big. And...
Into the shore.
that man.
A man? I don't think you're supposed to tell me what it is you spy. Not how the game works.
No, I mean, look.
Tilly pointed toward the shore. About 100 yards away stood a tall man.
Something about him. He looks familiar. Might have seen him at Chase Industries.
Maggie used a hand to shield the setting sun from her eyes, peering to get a better view of the mysterious man. He was huge. No other way to put it. Muscular and tall. Faded blue jeans, black work boots, 10 o'clock shadow. I'm thinking you didn't see this guy at Chase. He doesn't look like the computer geek type. But he does look like my type.
He's got a gun!
Okay, so does my grandmother. What of it? Tilly stood, the sudden movement tossing the small boat into a clumsy rock.
Whoa!
Maggie gripped the sides of the boat, anchoring herself before trying to stand, an effort to balance the teetering boat.
Ah!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Stop! Oh my God! Maggie flailed like a madwoman, arms reaching, hands grasping. For what? Which way was the surface? Nothing. But darkness. She was going to die. Heartbeat quickened with panic, but only for a moment. Before a strange sense of calm. Her limbs went still, her lips parted. Water ballooned inside her mouth. Sharp pings shot across her chest, nostrils tightened with stale air. Maggie closed her eyes and inhaled.
Howdy, Jags. I'm surprised to see you.
Oh, why's that?
Cam checked in yesterday, but he was by himself. Thought it was weird since you're always with him. Your brother told me you were out of town.
Out of town? What cabin is he in?
32. The one you guys seem to always get. You know, the one near number 5 boat ramp.
I know the one. Thanks, Scott. Tell Joanne and the kids I said hi.
Sure will. You go on through now.
He thought about Cam and what he might be doing. Would he just be sitting idly in his cabin? Or if he had already done what he had came here to do? Jags veered left at the fork and spotted a 30-something man with 2 girls in tow. Excuse me, have you seen a really big guy around here? About 6'6", real UFC-looking fellow?
Big Monkey Man. He's huge!
Shh, Katie. I saw him down on the Cougar number 2 trail, about 35-40 minutes ago, towards the lake.
Thank you kindly.
Maggie's eyes opened to a world of shadows. She was floating. No. She was walking. Being walked. Cradled. Like a child. Something heavy hung from her head. It was her own hair. Dense and matted. Gently, she was laid on her back. A large copper shadow fell toward her face.
Is she going to be all right?
I thought she needed CPR.
The same huge man they'd spotted from the boat was kneeling beside her. A silver chain around his neck dangled, a matching silver ring halfway down his bare and wet chest. A significant scar ran along his collarbone. A knife wound, maybe?
All she needs is strong coffee.
She is right here, and she can hear you.
Anybody ever tell you that 80% of alcohol-related boating accidents result in death?
Maggie looked across the water, where their upside-down boat floated in the middle of the lake, surrounded by beer bottles. She pushed herself into a sitting position, causing something to fall away from her chest. A floppy straw hat was in Maggie's lap, and her string bikini top was twisted out of sorts, exposing half a breast, giving her one heck of a muffin top. She groaned and awkwardly stuffed herself back into the flimsy bikini. She glanced up and caught the big guy getting an eyeful. Before she could call him on it, he began to climb to his feet, straightening to an impressive 6.5 feet. At the least.
Take her to the hospital, just to be sure.
Hello? Again. Her. Right here. Then he crouched and scooped her up. Without a word, he began walking. She nestled into his hold, tucking her head against his bare chest. You could at least offer to buy me a drink. The scent of bourbon wafted from his hot breath. Was he a Jack or Jim kind of guy? Definitely a Daniels dude. Oh, wait. Where's my gun?
At the bottom of the lake.
Shit. An image of fish swimming past the 38 flashed in her mind. Eric would get a kick out of this. Hell, but she'd never tell him. Otherwise, Daddy would find out, and that would be worse than drowning. She could see the headline now. Mayor's daughter parties at Lake Raven and almost drowns. Unregistered firearm found at scene. Yeah. This little incident would stay between her, Tilly, and Mr. Huge.
We appreciate your help, but I can take it from here.
The man kept walking, as if Tilly hadn't spoken. They walked in silence for a moment before breaking through a thicket of pines into an empty campsite. He set Maggie on a picnic table. He hesitated, as if he wanted to say something, but said nothing. Just drilled her with the most intense, black, empty, doll-like eyes. Bad boys. Her major fucking weakness. The badder, the better. Fuck. Here she goes again. As if he read her thoughts, a smirk formed on his unshaven face. He ran a hand through his unkempt hair before turning and vanishing back into the thicket of pines. Tilly knelt on the ground in front of Maggie.
Are you sure you're okay?
She brushed a damp strand from Maggie's cheek.
You scared the living crap out of me.
Is he coming back?
Let's put some distance between us and him, and if you're up to it, we'll head back to the cabin.
You go. I'll catch up with you. She stood and staggered toward the greenery, where her mysterious rescuer had disappeared.
No way.
Tilly popped off the ground, grabbed Maggie by the forearm, forcing her to sit back down.
Are you out of your ever-loving mind?
What?
Tell me you're not thinking of betting that man.
No. I plan on fucking him, though.
You've done some stupid stuff before, Max. But this is over the top, even for you.
What's your problem?
What's my problem? I'll tell you what my problem is. That man is not to be trusted.
I thought you said you recognized him.
That doesn't mean I trust him. I could have seen him at the supermarket or on America's Most Wanted.
Tilly, I think you're overreacting.
I'm most certainly not overreacting, but as usual, you're underreacting. Did you see that look he gave you?
What look? The I'm gonna play hard to get look?
No, the 1,000-yard stare look. One of my patients, Edward Gomez, has it.
That old fart who falls asleep in his soup and berates you for being a communist sympathizer?
I'm serious, Max. A common symptom of PTSD. It can be some scary shit.
So you're saying he's not playing hard to get? He's just got issues? Who doesn't?
No, he is not playing a game. He's planning on being the starring role in the next episode of Dateline, the one where you end up tied up and thrown in the bed of his truck. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Get to your point. Tilly extended her arm, pointing to a spot on the underside of her wrist. What am I looking at?
That pink mark. That's where he grabbed me when I asked if you were going to be okay. I must have startled him.
There's no mark, Tilly. You're just being paranoid. All thanks to your controlling husband.
Don't bring Nate into this. This isn't about him, and you know it.
Oh, you're right. It's about you not mother henning me, and you letting me live my own goddamn life.
I just don't want to get that 2 a.m. phone call again to pick you up at some random bus stop.
That only happened once.
4 times in the last 18 months. You still owe Nate and me $1,500 for bail. But I know you don't remember because that asshole Charles had you so doped up, you thought I was your 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Hartbird. The whole drive back to Cut and Shoot, you made me recite the multiplication tables. We made it all the way to 12.
Maggie could admit her choices in men as of late, or just in general, hadn't been stellar. But everybody went through a few bushels of sour grapes before finding their Dom Perignon. Tilly had been with her husband since high school. She had no idea what the single scene was like. Maggie would have explained this logic, but truth was, Maggie had dragged Tilly through some ugly shit. Bad people Tilly didn't deserve to be with, and bad circumstances she surely didn't ask for. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Not gonna end well one of these times, Mags.
I'm just gonna get his number, that's all. I swear, just his number.
Just his number.
Absolutely, Tills. You got it.
Fine. I'll wait here.
That's the girl I know and love. She threw her arms around Tilly and wrapped her into a fierce hug. Thanks for coming away with me this weekend. Thanks for being there for me.
Always.
Maggie stepped toward the woods.
Ow. Ow. Ouch.
But only made it a few steps before she heard the big man approaching. His bare feet were now covered with well-worn combat boots, laces loosely tied. Holding a Glock, he stepped in front of her. Hi, I'm Maggie. The man bowed up, moved forward, like he was going to bulldoze right into her, but she held her ground. This is the part where you tell me your name. Or ask for my number. With no warning, he bull rushed past her, causing her to lose her footing.
Ow.
Maggie gripped a tree to right herself and chased after the man. Her bare feet padding over dried leaves and twigs with every painful step.
Ow.
She burst through the thicket of pines, back into the campsite, where Tilly waited not so patiently on the picnic bench. The man had walked past Tilly and was several yards away now, walking up the dirt road. What in the hell was his damn problem? A person tells you their name. It's only polite to return the courtesy. What a dick. 1,000-yard stare or not, it was just plain rude. Her hands went to her hips, Tilly style, as she stared at the back of his retreating silhouette. Wasn't he attracted to her? He was gay. He was definitely gay. What other explanation could there be? She looked down at her emerald bikini, primped the girls, situating herself neatly inside the flimsy fabric. She snapped the slender string holding up her bikini panties. Yeah, gay. Definitely gay, definitely. Tilly clapped her hands and stood.
Swing and a miss, Max. Let's go.
Before Maggie could tell her to fuck off,
Oh, son of a dumb mother shithead fucker.
Mr. Thousand-Yard Stare turned and ran back toward them. He wrapped Maggie's hand around the grip of the gun.
We don't know each other. We never met. And this?
He moved her hand, the hand holding his Glock, into her naked belly.
Isn't mine. Got it?
A tall, lanky figure appeared in the distance.
Cam!
Fuck! You found me. Now, let's go.
As they walked away, two thoughts crossed Maggie's mind. Either Mr. Big Cam and Lanky were lovers, or, more hopefully, Mr. Lanky was Cam's parole officer.
He obviously isn't interested. Stop embarrassing yourself.
He's gotta be gay. He has to be.
Sure, whatever you say. Let's go.
Cam had to distract Jags. Get him back to the cabin. Because Jags loved humans. That simple. He found people simply fascinating. And thanks to his almost paranormal gift of soul-searching, he could feed his fascination with ease. And had zero self-discipline in this regard. Most importantly, he had zero shame.
Why didn't you tell me?
Tell you what?
Don't fuck with me. We always go camping together. Why are you here without me?
It ain't always about you.
I know exactly what this is about.
Jags reached for Cam's wrist. No way he was gonna let that little shit read his future. Don't touch me.
You're hiding something.
Not every part of my fucking life, of fucking me, is your fucking business.
At least tell me why you're all wet. You try to drown yourself?
Drown myself? Fuck no. I was...
Tilly.
Fuck.